Hi guys. Has anyone else noticed how awful Diamond Select gallery figures are? They look like they were created by someone who had about 5 minutes to design, sculpt, paint, and ship the figure. They are bland, bargain bin sculpts that seem to hide behind the fact that they are a low-price entry-level statue. Just because something is sold at a low price doesn't mean it needs to be low effort, low quality, low everything. Well, anyways, if you hadn't noticed how bad they look, let me show you. Today, I'll be talking about my top 5 worst Diamond Select gallery figures. Coming in at number 5 is the first Spider-Man you'll see on this list. Admittedly, this isn't terrible looking per se, it's just offensively generic. Who thought it was a good idea to design a Spider-Man that is simply standing on top of a building? Awkwardly, I might add. He looks like a Diamond Select toy with terrible leg articulation, and because you can't get his feet to press up against one another, they just made him standing there with one foot off the base. It's so boring. Look at these pictures of Spider-Man. They took the most agile, athletic, and dynamic character and made him standing there like a goof. What a waste. But it gets worse.
Dresses like a spider and he looks like a bug. But we should all just give him one big hug. Look out, ooh, here comes Spider-Man.
He's back. This time at number 4. Spider-Man has traded in his boring standing around pose for Burger King toy levels of stupidity. Does it not look like this figure should roll? I swear it has wheels on the bottom and instructions that tell you to pull it back and watch it go. Why is this on the ground? Is this how I'm supposed to display it? Is he farting out pumpkin bombs and commanding they go forward? And look at his eyes. They are way too small and far too close together. He looks idiotic, and the entire piece looks rushed and lazy. But it gets worse. My number 3 pick is taking us out of the Marvel Universe, and diving deep into the dark depths of Diamond's DC offerings. Starting us off with a bang, or lack thereof, is what could be the worst Red Hood figure ever made. I would love to know what he is doing. Like literally, what is going on? Is Red Hood actually George Washington, scraping his knee on an enormous chess piece? Why does he have a sword instead of literally any gun on Earth? Red Hood is known for his dual pistols, but also the plethora of other fully automatic and explosive weaponry he has lying around. It's not that he can't have a sword, but it definitely wouldn't be my first choice. The worst part by far is his posing. He just looks ridiculous. Maybe if his hand was on the base to show he was vaulting over the object, it would look somewhat presentable, but, as is, he looks like he lost his balance in a photo shoot but still wanted to get the shot. Ridiculous. But it gets worse.
Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada. Jesús, hay que hacer ahora con los dos sacos de arroz. ¡Ay, llama para Sevilla! ¡Llama a Sevilla que traigo paella!
This was a hard choice to make, as I have not laughed as hard as I did when this figure was shown. My number 2 pick is the absolutely ridiculous Robin figure. What on earth is happening here? He looks stuck. Maybe he's a flag whipping in the wind. How exactly does someone display this? Sideways? What were they thinking? It's the most insane figure ever made. It baffles me that this made it past the design phase, if there even was one. I would assume at least one person over at Diamond Select would have said, "Guys, this is terrible," and axed the whole thing. Apparently quality control is not their strong suit. But it gets worse. It's time. Number 1. What topped the list crowning the worst of the worst? It's none other than the god-awful unmasked Iron Man from Avengers: Infinity War. Where to start with this overindulgent piece of shit? The blue fire effect that is carelessly being fired straight up in the air? The gigantic metal rods protruding from his back that make his repulsor cannons wings instead of weapons? The fact that there is about 9 manners of weapons systems going off, but Tony Stark decided to take his helmet off? Or how about how he is flying but there is absolutely no fire or repulsor effect coming out of his boots? Not enough? Okay. How about his cartoonishly long arm that seems to be bending at the wrist rather than the implied elbow? Or what about the smoke-filled base that is colored the exact same way as the rocks that are also on the base, making it near impossible to distinguish the two? This is without a doubt the most hilariously awful gallery figure ever produced. Every time you look at it, it gets worse. His blast effects are of the same quality as the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends Showdown figures' gun accessories. Why? No, how was this made? It is horrendously put together. It looks like it started out as a crappy Iron Man statue, so they kept adding more and more BS to it in an attempt to make it better, but it only got worse. Overkill doesn't describe it. It's more like putting glitter and sprinkles on a hunk of crap. What a terrible figure. It doesn't get worse. We're here. This is it. The worst of them all. Alrighty. That's it. The worst of the worst. Be sure to comment on Diamond Select's posts about how terrible they are. They get all pissy and butt hurt when you do, and it's hilarious. Thanks for watching, guys, and, as always, until next time.